I wish there are things that I could do in relation to HOTS. Other than that, I wish things in general, you know, for example, to start having fun. Because nothing brings me joy anymore, but enough of that. So in relation to HOTS, I wish I could affect how or actually control, because I tried affecting and it didn't work. I wish I could control what ultimates others pick, or their positioning, their timing, and whatever. Actually, now that I think about it, it may sound egotistical, but if I could place myself 4 extra times on the team, I think I would do pretty well. There, end of the ego boosting. And now on to the match itself. So this match I picked for no particular reason other than thinking that it was a throw, because first of all, draft. Draft is the picking phase, in case you wouldn't know. And the error in here, in this case, is the Medivh. The Medivh was originally to be a Hanzo pick, which I think and fought before and told him in the lobby would have been perfect for the situation. Or to be more specific, I told him, why the fuck did you switch to Medivh? Hanzo was great. And why do I think so? Well, at the point when he was picking, he was the last pick, or one of the last two, I don't remember. I know it was the last, but not sure if only him or him and someone. The Scatter Arrow plus max self-damage talent would have been an amazing melter for Azmodan, or Tyrael, or anyone on their team. Dragon Strike Arrow could have been... is it the... I mean the arrow which he shoots and then explodes, and not the one which creates the Overwatch ult AoE. Anyway, that could have also been amazing because they had an Alexstrasza at that point, so they want to stay near. They have a Tyrael, they want to stay near, you know? But no, he repicked. It's like, fine. Now, the other reasons why I chose this was because I wanted to talk about the change in both the ranked system and the in changes to the ranked skill distribution and how strange encounters I keep on having, and how I don't understand what's going through the heads of some of the players in the lobby. Or lobby, in the draft, you know. So first of all, I keep on encountering individuals who want to have a time trip apparently, and will pick a combo from Heroes of the Storm 1.0, like Vala Tassadar. Tassadar is useless. Keep in mind this happened before the match with the Vala Tassadar happened before the Tassadar rework, which is on public test realm at the moment. And Vala, in my opinion, other than on one map, is a trash hero. You maybe know what map I speak of. It would be the Battlefield of Eternity, where Vala can be useful if she takes one talent. I think it's Monster Hunter, where the Hungering Arrow just starts doing extra damage and she can melt the Infernal. But if you take the Infernal away, then how efficient is Vala really? You know, Vala is one of the many heroes which have their kit designed for Heroes of the Storm 1.0. What's different between Heroes of the Storm 1.0 and 2.0? 2.0 became a hyper-aggressive teamfight fest, while 1.0 had slower fights and the engages and disengages were easier then. It was easier to get away then than it is now, I would say. Now, so Vala is useless because back then, because the fights were slower, stacking during a fight as Vala was actually somewhat doable. But now, Vala is just not good. It takes too long to stack, point A. You don't get enough for stacking point B. And there are several other characters which can do way better without having to stack in the first place. Look at Vala, she gets attack speed and later, much later, also damage per stack. But needs to attack, what, 6 times to start being useful or up to par with enemy carries? If you look at someone like Greymane, he has an instant attack speed boost, 40%. And he can also switch from range to melee to start doing extra damage in the case that he's 1v1 or wants to focus someone down. Can Vala do any of that? No. Vala has a simpler reposition which gives extra damage, a little bit. Does that sound like a useful hero in the current environment? No, and it is not a useful hero in the current environment. But I keep on encountering those who think that can't be the case. They pick Vala and expect to win. Enemies pick a Zul'jin, nothing to say there. Or a Raynor, nothing to say there. Or a Greymane, nothing to say there. Much like there's nothing to say about Vala, except Vala is absolute trash. And so it goes for the specialist pickers, or the former specialists pickers. It's like Nazeebo players. Nazeebo, unlike some of the other specialists which actually have been turned into somewhat useful heroes, for example Zagara became a tank melter, Azmodan became a decent source of damage after he gets some stacks of the... what is it? I forget, but you know, he stacks. That's what I mean. But Nazeebo? Even with Ravenous Spirit, his damage output is low and he's very weak and easily counterable. It's the worst choice one can make when it comes to specialists. For some reason he's so popular. Like, don't get me wrong, he is great when you're ahead in both experience and in the aspect of a team fight, as in if you've already encountered the enemy team and you've established that you can beat them. Because then Nazeebo can actually pick talents which fix what you're missing. It's like, do you have stuns but you lack the lockdown? Wall of zombies. Or do you lack single target damage but you have, I don't know, great AoE? Well then spiders. But if you're not ahead, Nazeebo just sucks. Because whatever he picks, they usually don't pay attention to what the others picked as their first talent or the key talents. For example, as Ragnaros you can choose to go either the Sulfuraz build, that's the Sulfuraz, the Q, refresh and area damage, or the Blast Wave build, that's the E. And a typical Nazeebo will pay no attention to point A, the enemy team, which is why he picked Nazeebo in the first place, and point B, to the talents his allies pick. So if I, for example, pick Sulfuraz Smash, we will have, okay, single target and some AoE. So what he ought to do is pick some more single target, so that we have one aspect on a perfect level, especially versus a Alexstrasza, so we can try to melt someone down, or force her to use the Bond of Life, or Life Binder, and just have a good encounter. Because if we don't have great single target, but okay AoE, well, against this team it wouldn't work. Point A, the... what's his name? I'm starting to forget hero names, this is bad. This guy, the Angel, could just W and negate a lot of Nazeebo's poison damage. Anyway, back to the point. Whenever I stray, the commentary goes to shit. I'm re-recording this for the 5th time, trying to make sense and not sound like a whiny shit. Anyway, long story short, actually, no, long story even longer, but here I tried to make it short and get back on track. There are way too many players who pick something with no regard to what the enemies actually have, or could pick, or what the allies have, or are about to pick. They don't care. They want to play their hero. That's the only reason why they've come to Ranked 4. And they don't care if they win. They just want to play that. It's infuriating to try and change the mind of that person. Because usually you get met with a mute. Sometimes a response saying, ha ha ha, you suck, look at your damage or look at your this. It's like, okay, you want to laugh at my damage, fine. But can you actually finish someone off in a fight? No. All you did was spam your spells out of a fight onto someone or onto a group of them, of the enemies who were pushing a creep wave. It's like, their arguments don't even make sense, but the infuriating part is, for them it's a win. It's like, haha, I totally owned him, and I'm gonna get into another match and totally win as my Nazeebo pick or Vala pick. So, the reason why I have a problem with that is because before the team got axed, and by the team I mean the development team, and before the game, if by that got axed, if you finished your placement matches and got into Diamond, you would, a lot of the time, also be able to find people who just wanted to play their shit, but at least they would play point A well, or they'd be willing to repick or listen. And what happens now is, because there are fewer players left, and I think there's less interest than there was before, because there are no official tournaments for the game, and to be frank with you, the game is on life support, and I think Activision is considering to pull the plug based on the huge PTR update, which I think is supposed to just grab attention and make a splash. What before was considered a gold is now considered a diamond. Which, fine, I'm okay with that. But then on the flip side, they left the placement match restrictions in place. By that I mean, before you could place at most in Diamond 1, 500 points. You can still do that now, but you can't just place higher. You can't go straight into Master or something. So, maybe you wouldn't believe me, but the Tassadar Vala time travel duo, or the Nazeebo pickers, or players who just pick something and they don't care the team is missing a healer or a tank, and haven't said anything in the lobby until everyone else picked, are all considered diamonds. Diamond 1s, Diamond 2s. So it gets frustrating to try and play ranked when 2 matches are a win, because I've had at least semi-competent allies, and then 2 matches or 3 or even 4 or 5 are a loss because someone picked an assassin but can't play him for shit, or picked a useless assassin, or just decided to throw the match because he was over-aggressive in the encounters. It's like, to put an example, I can play a great ranged assassin. Let's say Kel'Thas or Kel'Thuzad or Zul'jin or a Raynor, although Raynor seems to be on the weaker side of things when it comes to beating other carries, so I moved away from him. But I can also play a great tank. However, I can influence the outcome of a game more if I play the assassin. And if there is someone else in the lobby who is a bad tank and a bad carry, we have a way better chance of winning if he goes on to play the tank. But try explaining that to someone. You'll end up with, if you do lock in your pick of an assassin, for example, you'll end up with a triple assassin, a support, and a bruiser. And try winning with that. When enemies have, well, usually a balanced composition. Although, there was one case where somebody on the enemy team picked the Lost Vikings and expected to win. And he picked into a Butcher as the last pick, may I add. It's just... it takes away the fun. There was some fun, and a lot of rage. And what's left now is only the rage. Actually, no. What's left now is disappointment. I don't even have any energy for rage. Like if I rewind, what, 20 seconds? You see how I got body blocked over there by the Medivh and Diablo? Because they just couldn't step aside or open their eyes to their surroundings? I knew I could try to go around them, but by the time I go around them, the Tyrael will just go away. Was this before or after? I don't know. I think this was... after? Oh, no, okay, there you see. Okay, I'm bad. It was... well, not bad. It was after. I just wasn't sure, so I left it be. Alright, have a look at this scenario over here. I'm trying to get to the separated... I still can't remember his name. Angel, and I just got body blocked over there. And I completely wasn't centered camera-wise onto that. So here once more. Body block, body block. I got nowhere to go, and he got away and survived. Even though Alexstrasza was paying no attention to him. And that's how this entire match has gone. To be fair, I did play an assassin, but it was a melee one. And not a Kel'Thuzad. That thing has incredible damage output and potential to lock down and kill. So, anyway. One way to go around this is just to play with someone who's willing to listen. Anyone. You know, I played with some pre-mates, or pre-mates. I played with some people that I know from someone's Discord. They were, or are, Gold 1, or no, Gold 2, Gold 3, and Gold... okay, Gold 2 and Gold 3. And we had no problems winning. None. Because we picked things that were either synergistic, or... okay, by we I mean I. I told him what to pick, because I think I have better understanding of the game, and all matches except for 1 or 2, and we played, I think, 9 to 12, have been a win. So I told him what to pick, and there was no problem. I told him which ultimates to pick, which talents, if they weren't sure. And we won. There was nothing to discuss. It's like it didn't matter they were cold, they were willing to listen. But then there are diamonds who are not only not willing to listen, but are so shit it's unbelievable that they are diamonds. Because even, if I put it so, a gold, which is being told what to do, is way better than them. And I was told by those gold players that the gold, other gold players they get matched up with or against with, are way better than the trash that I play against when they're grouped with me. Or that we play against when they're grouped with me. It's incredible. So incredible. Anyway, that's about it. I don't want to start talking too much, even though I was talking. I spent the past 20 minutes talking. Because I want to go record Warcraft after this. And also... another thing is, I'll have to post a poll because I have no other way of asking, because a video will just get likes and no comments most of the time. That seems to be the case for the polls as well, but I'll try. You see, one thing as to my doubt, that was a great shutdown, but nobody entered to finish him off because we have a Medivh who can't enter and live. We have a Deckard, which, okay, is a support, and a Diablo, whatever. It was just a great shutdown on Alexstrasza. Nobody made use of it. Anyway, I as a content creator try to make content that I would want to watch. But the problem is, when I make a video, I know what's in it. And I don't watch myself because I don't find myself enjoyable. So by that extent, I don't know if you do find me enjoyable and if this is the kind of content I should be making. Because I don't know if it's fun, if it's something I would want to watch. I tried watching myself, it's just... I get nothing from it, no information. So... that's why I don't want to try to talk too much. By the way, the talent he picked was garbage, the Medivh. If I just look at what he picked... Raven 4 movement speed bonus increased. That's only useful if you're winning. If you're losing, it's bad. Raven Familiar joins allies each time they use a portal, that's also bad. It's like, how often is Deckard gonna go through a portal to chase an enemy? Never. How often is Diablo gonna use a portal? Never. He's just gonna charge. A portal is too obvious, and the strength of Diablo lies in him not being spotted by the enemy when he charges someone, in the moment of surprise. And in the lockdown, combined with that. How often is Kael gonna use a portal? Only when fleeing. It's like... when Force of Will expires, it deals extra damage. They have mostly ranged damage. It's like, no. Leyline, it's like, okay, that was the first good choice, and he's at level 10. So that was a miracle. Even though a polymorph would have been way better. Because it's just a point and click onto an Alexstrasza that's turning into a Dragon Queen. But why not? Then reduce Force of Will cooldown, okay, that's somewhat okay. It's like, I could go through the talents of everyone on the team. But I know what the result would be. Most of the time, the talents they pick are shit. And I don't understand, how do they not see that? It's like, that's a lie. I do understand. As I said, everyone is differently good or bad at the game, but I'm just amazed how never failing. Keep in mind that dude retreated. But it doesn't matter because, you know, we lost. This video is just one huge rant about how I wish they weren't as bad as they are, even though they're in Diamond. Which is the same case as it was before, but now they're actually way worse, and I can't avoid them, because I can't play better. You know, I can't be, after placement matches, put into Master, even though I think I belong there now. So now, when it comes to the oh, I actually could check if he had enough souls back when I threw the Sulfuras at the Alexstrasza over here. Okay, so let's see the talents. Spell Shield, good choice. Heals for of its damage dealt per soul. I played Diablo only a few times, so I don't know what that does. If there's a better choice. Basic abilities cause him to deal extra spell damage. No, I don't think so. Apocalypse, okay. Devastating Charge, that's a good one. Domination, that's a good one. Hellgate, we weren't winning until that point, so Hellgate was a bad choice. It's like I could go through all the other talents. I suppose this is the end of the video. Maybe I'll say something at the very end, but except for that, I'll just go through the talents of everyone except for me. Although I guess I could reason why I picked what I picked. So if you watched until now, thanks. That's about it. So each enemy hit grants spell power. No. The better choice was reduce healing, because that could actually be used to diminish the power of their charge. Because a lot of the time they just charged in. And even if Alexstrasza picked the other ultimate, the Cleansing Flame, this, the healing received reduced talent could have been amazing even against Thrall to decrease his healing capabilities. Shield? Yeah, that was okay. Emerald. Oh, this is the healing receipt, so that was extra slow. Right, okay, so then extra slow. And, okay, Emerald's good. Stay a while. I suppose Lornado would have been very easy to dodge on this map. Super healing, no, we needed something. We needed something else at that point. It's like one of these two can, I think over here could have been one of those two. There should have been a stun and the what was it? Ancient Fortitude. It's like every 1 second a friendly hero can do damage. When basic attacking, it will do extra damage and heal him. It's like that would have been amazing. And then respect the elderly. Yeah, I suppose. Why not? Medivh, no. There it should have been the, I think it's Dust of Revealing. Wait, no, Dust of Appearance. It's like reveal a larger area temporarily. Raven Familiar, no. Okay, why am I doing this? Oh, I know why. Because you can't review the things post-match. Yeah, you can't. I can't see the talents unless I load in. So, let's see. Medivh. I'm going off of memory, which is why sometimes. Raven's Intellect could have been okay there. Mage Armor would have been amazing. Yeah, ignore Dust of Appearance. Mage Armor would have been amazing. We needed some more damage, so Mystic Assault. Then he could have gone either, both would have been fine. Although Leyline was the weaker, because Polybomb has a way lower cooldown, and we needed to lock down a single target. Which Leyline was like the more difficult way of doing. In here it could have been Circle of Protection, because I was usually somewhere near Diablo. This could have been... no. Just Arcane Charge. And over here at 20, Polybomb would have been okay with Deckard's Stay a While. And other than that, he could have just chosen Brilliance or Dust to try and hide someone. But the Dust wouldn't have been that great because Lunara had the poison. So probably Arcane Brilliance would have been okay there. Because I had spells, Diablo had spells, Deckard had spells, and Kael had spells. It's like, okay dude, don't pick it, fine. And who was the next one? Actually, you know what? This is taking too long. This is where I'll end the video. If I didn't convince you throughout the course of the video that... No, this is not making any sense. Alright, you know what? Whatever, I'll upload this. I way too often delete things that don't make sense or just scrap up to 40 minutes of content which I think are not good enough. This is one of the cases where I'll leave it be and upload it.